Thank God. 18th of December, Rabbi Levitt, Pele, Yoetz. Morning, Roy. How are you?
Good morning, Lou. Baruch Hashem. Thank you.
Hello again,
Yeah,
Meir.
that's in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that song doesn't have any either. It doesn't have donuts in it, though.
Lou, Alan is having trouble getting in.
What's new? All right, you want me to send him a link again?
Will it help you to have a link sent?
Tell him to use the last one that he used. It was
Yeah.
all right.
He just needs to use the same link. I already discussed it with him, but I'll send him another link if he wants. Does he want?
Yeah, I think that's what Mary got also.
Oh, just a minute. I've got a Yiddish dictionary here. Oops.
Panchikas.
I've got a Yiddish dictionary here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay.
Think.
All right. So, shall we learn some Pele Yoetz?
Okay. Sounds like a good idea to me.
So, where did we get up to over here?
Let's
See.
see.
I haven't have it written down over here. I know we
I
looked
have-
up a.
We got up to Pele, but I wasn't here Friday, so I don't know.
I don't know whether we finished Pele.
I don't think we finished it.
No, we didn't.
We did not finish it. Okay, so all right. No, I don't think we finished Pele. We didn't finish Pele. We're oh, I think yeah, I think we're up to page 230. If a man will say, after that long paragraph. And I remember we were talking, we mentioned this about when is it permissible to learn Greek philosophy? So
Right, I remember that discussion, yes.
Yeah, if it's not day or night, go right ahead. So that's when you could learn it. Okay. So we calling upon Roy to start off.
Right. If a man will say, who can do this, just to immediately take a holy book on Motzei Shabbos, not to engage in lengthy conversations, to be involved in Torah study and necessary essentials. Do not even mention this. Do not say something which cannot be fulfilled. Just as it is a mitzvah to say something that can be fulfilled, so too is it a mitzvah not to say something that cannot be fulfilled. That's in Yevamot. In response to this, I quote the statement of a wise man. I will speak to 100, if not to 10, if not to 1, then if not, then to myself. With absolute certainty, I posit that this claim does not remove a man from sin and does not exempt him from the day of judgment. This is the seduction of the evil inclination. Whatever a man wants, he can do. According to his pain will be his gain. Someone who does not have a pity on the honor of his maker and his own soul, as if he has forfeited his right to life.
Okay, so what's the point over here? Is is that Pele Yoetz is he's docha b'shtei yadayim, as we say. He's absolutely refusing to buckle under this claim that everyone says, if a person will say, but it's impossible to do this, Rabbi. No one does this. Everybody, no, how can you do such? How could you do that? So the Pele Yoetz says, if you could do it, you just have to want to do it. Oh, Alan, you're still not in? You're trying to get in? Okay.
Am I supposed to be
So,
sending him a link?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so Lou is going to send you a link. Okay. Thank you, Lou. So here he is. You're in, Alan.
Oh, so I don't need to send the link?
No.
He's in.
Great.
Okay. So, okay, so that's the story. This is an interesting Gemara, actually, over here, to look up. Gemara in Yevamos, 65b. Let's take a look at this Gemara about when is there a mitzvah to point out to somebody that he's doing something or not doing something, and he needs to do the opposite. When does that when does that apply? That obligation?
Okay, Yvonne. Okay. Okay. So it's Amar Rabbi. Elazar.
Somebody wants to talk. Good morning.
Morning, Alan.
Good morning, Alan.
Monica.
Maybe when you freeze it, the screen goes black. I don't know if I froze.
Ah,
Oh,
I'm not sure exactly why I'm not. What's wrong with my? Oh, there we
now
go.
you're there.
Okay.
I've got this here that says, and Rabbi Elia said in the name of Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, just as it is a mitzvah for a person to say that which will be heeded, so it is a mitzvah for a person not to say that which will be heeded. Is that right then? Is that what you want?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
It's, have you got that? That's, I don't know where it is. It's probably about halfway down.
It's either 18 or 20 lines down. The Amar is the last word on the line. The line begins with Shakai. Shakai para.
Omar Rabbi Elia Ila 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 Ila
Ilya, right.
Ila Il Ila Ila
Mhm.
So it's hard to pronounce.
Well,
In
it's
any
like
case,
Ilya. Yeah.
so why is the Pele mentioning this over here? Because he's because people are saying to him, Rabbi, we can't do this. We can't spend the whole Motzi Shabbos, involved in learning. We wanna have a break. We want to have some fun. We want to do this. We want to do that. How could you give us a break? How do you expect us to be? So in other words, so they're not prepared to listen. That's what they're saying. So
What I've
So,
actually had said to me is, you can't say anything.
Keep quiet.
so what does the Pele Yoetz say to this? So right after having mentioned this Gemara, Pele Yoetz says in response to this, I quote the statement of a wise man: "I will speak to 100, if not to 10, if not to 1, and if not to even to 1, then I'll speak to myself." He says, what do you mean? There's no such thing as a davar she'eno nishma. If I'm speaking to 100 people and none of them will listen, maybe I will be able to listen when I'm saying the words. So I'm speaking to myself. And I hope I'll be able to hear the words. I'm at least trying to hear the words. So that allows me to speak. So that's what the Pele Yoetz has to say about this Gemara over here in Yevamos. With absolute certainty, I posit that this claim does not remove a man from sin. Well, he's actually talking about the other person. Now he's talking about the person who says, it's impossible to do this. It's impossible to do this mitzvah. Impossible to take a holy book on Motzi Shabbos and to be involved in Torah study. So, okay. So that's that paragraph. That's an interesting answer, what he says, though. He'll say, Rabbi, you're not allowed to say that. Nobody's listening to you. He'll say, okay, I'm speaking to myself. Okay. Okay, we go on, and if a man will say, another one, if a man will say, and we go to Mayor to see what will a man say.
Okay. It says, if a man will say, have we not seen righteous individuals, including many great sages of Israel who spoke idle words? You should say to him, leave alone the great sages of Israel who know what they are doing. We have only to look at the words of our holy sages who are truthful and whose words are true. How good and pleasant it is to gather during one's free time in the house of a Torah scholar or learned man of the city, that he should read to them words of Torah from the written or oral law, or tell them stories from which one can derive a lesson regarding God's wonders, his love, and fear, and other benefits. Contemplate the words of the mouth of a sage, and you will find favor and good understanding in the eye of God and men.
Okay, contemplate the words of the mouth of a sage, and then you will find favor and good understanding in the eyes of Hashem and men. So it seems like he's saying that you'll not only will you find favor and in the eyes of Hashem, but you'll also find favor and good understanding in the eyes of men. If you will only do what I'm telling you to do, and instead of engaging in idle conversation, but attempt to always engage to as much as one possibly can with words of Torah, words that come from the mouth of a sage.
How was
And
he
this-
answer the question?
Well, the answer to the question was, if a person will say, oh, but Rabbi, I've seen many big rabbis and they talked idle conversation. So tell me not to talk idle conversation. So what's the answer of the Pele Yoetz? The Pele Yoetz is saying to the person, you think that what that person said was idle conversation. But in fact, you don't know what it is that why it is that he was saying what he was saying. It seemed to you like, he wasn't quoting a Tosfos in Yevamos, so it sounds like it was idle conversation that he was involved in. But we're not saying that unless you are quoting a Tosfos in Yevamos, that it's idle conversation. There are times that words other than Tosfos and Yevamos are called for and are appropriate, and it's the proper Derek Eretz to say such words, and so therefore the Pele Yoetz is saying to a person who's going to accuse a great sage of Israel that he's saying idle words. He's saying to the person, leave them alone and let them say what it is that they feel necessary to say, because they know what it is that they're doing. they know that what they are saying needs to be said. Okay. Okay, a round of applause for the mouth. Yeah. And now, and also the letter pay.
Whoa, yeah.
Pay. And also page 230.
Boy,
Oh,
got a lot of mileage out of that.
that's like next week we're going to take out 3 Sifrei Torah.
That's right.
Oh.
It's going to be Hanukkah. We'll take out a Sefer Torah for the Hanukkah. Then we'll take out a Sefer Torah for Rosh Chodesh, right?
And the laning. Me Kate's.
Oh, okay. Bezrat Hashem.
Very good.
Okay, we go on to letter Tzadi. And we call upon Lou to continue the reading.
Who can fathom the power of charity? The esteemed author of Shevet Musar, in his work Ma'il Tzedakah, has already gathered all of the aphorisms of our sages from the Talmud and Midrashim, which speak the praise of charity and its great goodness. Relative to its goodness and greatness, the evil inclination of a man struggles against him and hardens his heart that he not give as much as he should. Regarding this, our sages said, a man is recognized by his wallet. That is, how he spends his money. The love of money is a very powerful drive. Praiseworthy is the man who overcomes it every day and is saved from it. How great is his goodness, how good is his portion, and how pleasant his lot in this world and in the world to come. Riches and wealth will be in his house, and his charity will last forever. Behold, this individual is a clever businessman. He lends to God at a rate of return of at least 1,000 for every 100. He will eat the fruits of his actions in this world, and his soul will delight in abundance in the world that is completely good. There is no need to speak at length about this, for things that are well known do not need proof. The whole world knows about this. However, the problem is that the evil inclination of a man deceives him and shows him that his household expenses are immense, that he has already discharged his charitable obligation, that his life comes before any other, and that he does charity every moment by providing for his sons and daughters, the younger ones together with the older ones. In accord with the statement of our sages in Ketuvos, however, in accordance with our statements of our sages in Ketuvos, however, a person who is righteous must generally discern if he donates Meiser to charity. The amount that a person spends to provide for his sons and daughters is not included in the account, except for a person who is in dire financial straits, as explicitly stated in the halachic decisors. That's surprising to me. I had understood that once a child is an adult, you're no longer obligated to provide for them, and if you do, it's considered tzedakah.
And what if your child or your relative is a Torah scholar and needs?
Yeah, well, that's what he's saying. He's saying the amount that a person spends to provide for his sons and daughters, it doesn't count as meiser, doesn't count as tzedakah, simply because he's helping his family. in and of itself. But if those people are qualified for financial assistance, right? If they are people who are in like he says over here, financial difficulty, right? So they certainly do qualify as someone who could be the recipient of a person miser and his tzedakah. The fact that they're his relatives is not a reason to penalize the the father and the child, and not to allow him to give to the child because it's his child. He's also he needs like a person that's not his child that is in financial difficulty, right? The only thing that the Pele Yoetz is saying is that people sometimes will favor giving money to their children who are not really in they would like to have more money, but they're basically paying their bills, you know, as a but they'd like to give them a little more, so it'd be a little better for them, quote unquote, as opposed to giving to a person who's a total stranger, who is not making it, who's not making ends meet at all, and maybe even much worse situation than simply not making ends meet. And there's a lot worse situations that there are. That's what the Pele Yoetz is talking about.
But what if you give money to your grandchild for his wedding to help him get married? Can I consider that to be charity?
Well, as I said before, if his parents cannot afford to provide the expenses for the wedding, so then that grandchild qualifies as an individual who needs assistance to help that he will be able to they'll have the necessary funds to make the wedding. So really, a stranger could also give to this grandchild. It would be considered to be tzedakah, in other words, because he's not able. So in that case, the grandfather he's not penalized because he's a grandfather that he's not able to give tzedakah to the, in order to see to it that the chasna expenses are taken care of.
What happens if you give tzedakah to somebody, you don't know them, all right, but they look like they need a handout, so you give them, say, for example, 50 shekels, and in actual fact they're quite well off, but they just scrounging for a bit more. You don't know that 50 shekels is going to someone who is, who doesn't really need it. They might help them out if they don't really need it.
If you don't know whether the person really needs it, then it's better to give that 50 shekel to somebody that you know really does need it.
Mm-hmm. But say you've given it, you feel guilty or something, you've given it, that would that count as tzedakah from your end?
Because you wanted to do the mitzvah, but yeah. You didn't do it.
You don't know.
You get credit certainly for wanting to do the mitzvah. You thought you were doing a mitzvah. The person presented himself as a person who needs tzedakah, and you believed him.
Mhm.
So certainly you get some credit, but for next time, the point is that we have to be businessmen when it comes to our tzedakah.
Mhm.
And that means that it's our responsibility to make sure that that the money that Hashem gives us, Baruch Hashem gives us money that we have, that we're obligated to give tzedakah for it. We're not taking from other people. We're in a situation we're able to give to other people. Baruch Hashem. So that's our mitzvah that Hashem has given us, and we have to take that mitzvah seriously. So to take it seriously means to make sure to do it in the correct way. We got to do all mitzvahs that we do in the correct way, right? The person he wants to put on tefillin, so he goes to some guy and he says, "I want to buy tefillin." Say, "Oh yeah, I got a pair of tefillin for you," and he puts on the tefillin. He makes a bracha. He wanted to do the mitzvah tefillin. Well, he says, "Oh, maybe I should have these tefillin checked." So he goes to a an expert that is a sofer who's familiar with all the halachas, and he says, "I'm sorry, but these tefillin are puzzle, So what should we say about such a person? You have to be careful to make sure that you do the mitzvahs in the correct way. So that's the responsibility of a person giving tzedakah, to make sure that he knows for a fact that this person is a worthy cause, and we they're so that's what it is. That's what it is.
Mhm.
And if it's um um if you give to these tzedakah organizations of your community, I'm sure Ramat Eshkol has a tzedakah fund.
Yeah, it does.
What?
It does.
Yeah, so they have a team of people that have that have they make investigations of people. They have the families fill out a form, and they try as best as they can to investigate, to see that the family is actually in financial need, and that they're not just trying to get money. So
In Los Angeles, they had a VOD, and they would give a letter to the person.
We give what?
They would give a letter to the person who was collecting the charity. So we learned that if somebody came to the door and asked for charity, we'd say, "Do you have a letter from the VOD?" And if they didn't have a letter, you'd say, "I'm sorry, but I only give to people who are approved by the VOD."
That could be a bit hard on some people.
Yeah, well, it's they have to go to the VOD and they have to prove to the VOD that they're legitimate. So, yeah, I suppose it could be.
Mm.
I mean, in any case, you could certainly give them a nominal donation, right? I mean, if you consider 50 shekel to be a nominal donation, so then I don't know. That doesn't sound like a nominal donation. Truthfully speaking, somebody comes to the door, you don't know who they are, even if they have a piece of paper. You don't know who they are. 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 You don't know who they are let's say they have a piece of paper from some person that rabbi, you never heard of this rabbi, or you're not familiar with, whatever. So you don't really, probably the person is in need. He probably is. I mean, what's he doing? Walking around like this, but but if so it's I don't think it's um inappropriate to just give him a nominal donation, because maybe he is worthy, but you don't really know. So you give him a nominal donation. That's then you covered your bases. But the main point of what I'm saying over here is that the main body of a person's tzedakah, the main body of a person's 90% of his tzedakah money to causes that he knows for a fact is a very very worthy cause, and a needy cause, a worthy cause and a very needy cause. He's got to make sure that at least 90% is going over there. People that come to the door, okay, so that's your 10% or 5% or whatever it is. And like that, you're doing the mitzvah in a much better way. You're doing the mitzvah in a much better way. Well, you mean you feel badly because the person is really saying that they need the money and blah 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 and this and that, and he seems very sincere. Okay, I don't know. I mean, personally myself, I think that most of these people to the door, they're not so financially solvent. I don't think so. I don't think the scenario that you're presenting is really a scenario which is very common. I don't think so. But I'm saying even more than that. Even if this person that comes to the door is in need, but there's there may be other causes that are even in more need or more worthy, and so that's the and so if you don't know, then it might be an idea to rely on the tzedakah organizations that they make it their business to know and to find out about the people that they give money to, and that they give a letter of certification to. They take their and you're familiar with that organization. But I'm not saying not to give anything to somebody who comes with a letter at the door and seems sincere. I'm not saying not to give them anything, because they don't from the Vad Tzedakah of Ramat Eshkol. Okay. All right.
A short paragraph which fits in with time.
Okay, all right. Alan.
Yeah.
232, behold.
Oh, all right.
Please.
Behold, in the overall concept of charity, there are different levels of responsibility, as is explicit in the words of our sages. They said, your life comes first, your poor relatives come next, and the poor of your city follow, from Baba Metzia. Consequently, it is not proper for a man specifically reduce his familial expenditures for the sake of giving charity without the consent of his family members, and who should come first. I'll do the next one too. So included in the sage's dictum, your life comes first, is that a person may sell his real estate and other assets in order to afford the expenses of his old age, or to facilitate the great merit of his soul to live with honor in the Holy Land. He may take a major portion of his wealth in order to send delights to his soul in the world to come. A person should not be so concerned about leaving all of his wealth for his children, for a man has his own self-interest. His wife comes first. If his children will be mighty men in the land, an upright generation that will be blessed, and Hashem will bestow upon him great wealth, then he should surely open his hand according to the blessing that he has given him. However, if he has insufficient means, then his life and the life of his members of his family come before any other person. This is especially true if a person has debts which he has not paid, yet he gives tremendous amount to charity. It will not be pleasing before Hashem. Nevertheless, it's impossible for a man or a person to say that he has no obligation, even if this individual was supported by charity, is not exempt from giving a small donation every morning before praying, in order to fulfill that which is written in Tehillim 17:15. I will hold your countenance with charity.
Okay. Okay, very good. So more things about we don't have any time to comment on that paragraph, but we read it. So maybe we'll see. We'll continue tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem. Very important topic over here we have. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
we wish Mayor a wonderful day, a great day, and a freilich and Erev Hanukkah. And find out how to say donuts in Yiddish.
Okay, very good.
We'll be back. B'ezrat Hashem.
Okay, have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good day, Mayor.
See you,
Okay.
Maya. Bye.